Okay.
Alrighty, we're going to go from 4 feet down to 8 feet, so I can show you one sequence of a repetition that'll be used to go deeper. And nice to keep the tubing available. Box of tubes. Pull another one out. Load it up. Position it in the hole. Push down perhaps a little bit. You'll probably need the geoprobe. Probe down. Oh wow, you know what? We got core still down there. Sorry to talk. Let's see if I can pull it up. Try to retrieve that core that slipped out. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we'll try. Yeah, the vacuum's sucking it out maybe even. It's so much water. There it is! Oh, it's a beauty!
Yeah, I think you could actually hear the suction as it was retracting.
It's like a piece of goo. I'm gonna break it and pull it out of the ground. Oh, that's plastic clay. I think we got it.
What would you say is the main safety concern when you're operating this?
Oh, there's sand on top too. Triassic sediment. We've never had a finger injury, but I worry about the finger injuries.
Fingers, okay.
Yeah.
You don't really, you don't wear hard hats usually then?
No.
Okay.
Usually wear gloves. Okay, now we're ready to operate. Oh. I'm gonna load this up. That's a beautiful white store soil. That's what's underneath. That's what I think is underneath your house, Paul.
Probably.
Oh, it's beautiful. If you like clay. Try that again.
You just put the probe in idle somehow, or when you flip that switch?
Yeah, so that turns off the hydraulics.
Okay.
The hydraulic pressure is off. And levels of hydraulic pressure. There's the turtle. It operates the probe slowly. And the jackrabbit. Okay. There's five different levers here. There's the ignition. You can start this. You can start the engine from the back, getting the hydraulics going on its own. There's the probe up and down. This guy, front end. There's the hammer, which actually rotates has a little rotation motion. There's the foot, which is now on the ground. Then there's an extend, which moves it in and out of the truck, and the fold, which folds it into the truck as you're putting it away. Alrighty, let's get the drive point on here and see if we can't go to town here. About another 3 feet or so, I think. Okay, probe down. See, there's a lot of potential for fingers to be damaged there, so you want to be a little careful. You want to get a shot underneath here where the drive point is placed underneath the probe here, and there we go. Center it. There we go. We're just gonna use the hydraulics to push it down to the bottom of the hole, 4 foot, and we'll take another. Let's say we'll take another 3 foot core out of the hole.
When do you use the hammer?
I always use it simultaneously when we're drilling virgin soil. It produces a better core, and for that reason, it's good to use the hydraulics with the hammer simultaneously. So there's a 4 foot extension. First we put the drive point on it. The system is operated so that it does not necessarily have to be exactly 90 degrees. So here we go. We're going to put the probe down. And now we're going to use a lot of hammer this time.
Yeah.
And we'll go down 3 feet, I think. Might show from this side, Paul, how you can keep track of the of your distance into the ground. It's a 4 foot scale. I think these are tenths of feet, and so there's 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, and that's the extension. One extension is 4 feet. All right, so here we go. Here's the hammer on. The mass of the truck helped push that probe down. And let's take another look at here. We've now gone 2.5 feet, approximately 2.5 more feet. So let's pull that core out and take a look at what we got. So probe up. We'll switch the hammer cap with the pull cap. Probe down. We'll rotate the catcher here and pull the core out. We are drilling in Triassic Basin, central North Carolina, which is composed mainly of sandstone and mudstone. Got a lot of smectite in it, and Paul Heine's house is sitting on smectite. Lucky him. Shrink swell clay like you wouldn't believe. Our city's motto is, Durham City motto is City of Medicine, thanks to our good university hospital. But our lab is lobbying that it should be known as the City of Clay. Alrighty, let's pull this probe down and yank that sucker out. Probe down. You hop operate with 2 people, you can obviously increase the pace at which.
And what's the maximum depth you've gone to with this?
We've gone 65 feet down in the Sandhills region of North Carolina.
But I understand there's a 100-foot club with GeoProbe.
Yeah, GeoProbe has a 100-foot club.
Oh, you're missing it.
Yeah, they got it. So there's a. Alright, this is a good example of a little problem that's cropped up. We can handle that. Let's you can see that the probe is migrated a little bit, perhaps an inch. And how do you get out of that little box? Well, I like to lift up the hammer a little bit, or lift up the foot a little bit, excuse me. You can see what's going to happen here. Lift the foot off the ground. I'm going to extend it a little bit. Get it away from the thing. See if we can't bite into it a little better. No. Okay, so we'll lift the foot up a little bit more. And we'll rotate the probe just about an inch. And that's done back in the cab here. Usually I get my shoulder behind it. There are handles on both sides to make this a little bit more easy to do. And we'll just, there we go. That should be enough. Now it's squarely underneath. We'll bring the foot back down ground, and we'll see if we rotate it enough. Put the probe down a little more. Let's see if we can't. Nope. Let's go another notch. Put the foot off the ground so we can rotate. Probe down. Yeah, now we're talking. A little bit more. There we go. There we go. Well, that's pretty easy. The macro core,
Especially with 2 people.
moved off a vertical just slightly. There we go. And we do that repeatedly down through the soil profile. Soils in the Piedmont are notably deep. Got to remember to keep the gloves on. See what we get. Hydraulics here temporarily. Yeah, we got here's that Smectite clay. That's why our city motto ought to be City of Clay. Shrinks well, amazing. Plastic, sticky. So this is a good demonstration of being able to pour through some pretty miserable material. There we go. A nice pour. Challenge doing it by yourself, but it can be done. Alrighty.
But you do recommend that you always have at least one other person?
Yeah, 2 people is makes it a good day.
Okay, and I know we're both running short on time here, so if you could just show how to retract the probe and then put it, pull it back out one more time.
Alrighty, let's do that.
And I think we've gone through pretty much all the.
I don't know if you can
So
see
this
it.
is so you're now putting the probe away, essentially.
Yeah, let's clean up for the day. Alrighty, so there's still a lot of weight on the foot, so foot up. We can put the probe down at the same time. Got to collapse this a little more efficiently. There we go. Now we'll do an extend motion so we can fold it back into the truck. One has to watch what we're doing here. Now we'll put the, let's see.
This is a pretty delicate maneuver here to make sure you don't damage anything.
You don't want to damage that brake light up there. But it's not impossible. Now we can extend back in, collapse the foot as well at the same time. And you're off and running.
Okay, can you do that, the motion, bring it out one more time and
Yeah.
do that, just show that does that nice and smoothly if you know how to operate it
Alright.
correctly.
So we've just opened it up. Hydraulics are on right now. Let that circulate a little bit, build up the pressure. We've got 5 levers here to control the geoprobe. And the first one is we want to extend it out of the cab. That moves the whole chute match out. Now we'll move the foot out itself so that we can fold it up. Okay, we'll extend a little bit more. Here's the foot. Alright. Get that approximately level with the ground. Bring the foot down. At this point, the mass of the truck itself is in your favor, so jack that sucker up. You can see the springs are pushing that truck up because of holding the hammer down, holding the foot down, and bring the probe up, and you're basically ready to go. Alrighty.
Very good. I think we can put it away for the day. And then if you could just briefly tell us some of the maintenance we'll do on the truck before it's delivered.
Alrighty. So let's put the foot up. Bring the hammer down. Bring the probe down, excuse me.
How many hours or how many hours of use do they recommend before changing the hydraulic fluid?
Well, we've got a grand total of 170 hours, and we've taken it down and put it back together twice with new hydraulic fluid. I don't know what Geoprobe recommends, but 170 hours for a machine like this is not very much. So let's pull the probe and foot down a little bit. Back in, extend it at the same time, save a little time. There we are. Turn the hydraulics off and cut off the ignition.
That's great. It looks like it's working really nicely. Can you just do a quick walk around and tell us about some of the little dings and
oh yeah,
things?
Good. Yeah, it's here's the hour clock, 172 hours since 1996. We've gotten a few scientific papers out of this baby. A lot of life left into it. Yeah. So
there was an attempt at one time to get to gain illegal entry to the geoprobe.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
Broke
my heart.
It's bent there, but it does lock and close properly.
Definitely.
We do have 2 sets of keys for the geoprobe and keys for the side panels.
So you can get in the back by the side panel as well. We got heavy duty suspension on the 250. In pretty good body shape except for one place.
Could you mention the tailpipe would have to be straightened out, but it's totally functional.
So driving down the highway, we blew a back tire out, which the rubber and the steel belts clobbered into the muffler pipes and pushed this back panel out. So we're gonna get that jury rigged back so it looks a little more presentable than it is today.
But it's totally functional.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I believe the only other issue is the geoprobe has dual fuel tanks, and we believe the fuel gauge on tank 1
needs to be replaced. Yeah.
It needs to be fixed. Okay, Dan, why don't you go ahead and hop in and let me get a shot of you driving off into the sunset.
Hey, you want to stand on top of these excellent short-leaf pine logs, 16-footers right off the Duke Forest. Careful there, Paul. See you back at the ranch.
All righty.